All right, we've got video number 3. So next thing we're going to work on here is our cast shadow. So you can see the little cast shadow. It starts out a little dark-ish and then it starts to blend out right here. We're also going to work on, there is a value scale. We've got dark and then medium and then light, and then we have white right there. All right. So one thing that I recommend y'all do whenever you are doing value, I do recommend going from light to dark. So even if you have a really dark area right here, I'm still starting with my 2H pencil, which is my lightest pencil. And like I said, I'm going to start off lightish, and then I'm going to build from there. I'm leaving this little ring right here white. You could add a little bit of a tone to it if you'd like to, if it to you looks a little strange. But there is, like, if you look at the way that shadows are made and things like that, there is usually some type of reflective aspect on the base of your object. So what I'm doing, if you look, I'm almost like making these little scribbly things, and what's going on is this is darkest here, although I'm using my 2H. This is darkest, and this is going to be medium, and this is going to be kind of a medium lighter shade right here. So I'm kind of, as I'm going, I'm adding my base tone. And the main goal is just to have a nice tone right here. Try to make it as smooth as you can. It can start to get a little bit darker, like around your object. You can add another layer to it. But then you try to not press down as hard as you go towards away from the object. Okay, so I'm going to use my 2B right here. My 2B pencil is my kind of my medium pencil, and I'm gonna start to build the darks more around my object. You can see I'm now doing kind of a circular motion with my value. I'm pressing down kind of a medium way that you're pressing with the, you know, the force of my pencil there. But then I'm letting up. I'm kind of starting to go light as I'm pressing down. I'm going circular, like little, almost little neat scribble scrabbles, kind of tight. I'm sort of going like that as I don't know if y'all can see that as I'm going here. All right, and the next one is going to be my 6B. So I'm starting to stand up here as I'm going here. Because there is a bit, especially with graphite, there's going to be kind of a reflection that occurs that's going to make you feel like you're doing okay until you look at it, you know, straight on, and you're going to see there's a glare, and there may be some kind of uneven things, like you may have to go back and make some things a little bit even as you go. But if you look, the value is clearly darker around my object, and then it gradually fades out here. So the next thing y'all are going to do is you're going to do your value scale, which is not difficult. But what I am going to do, just to help you guys out so that you won't smear this thing everywhere, I will start out with my 2H. And as you can probably guess, we're leaving this last little section just about plain and white. So I'm going to start here at my darkest area with my 2H. And I am going to try, like this part right here can be slightly darker, but I am going to try to just keep my value relatively even. And like I said, I'm standing up right now so I can see what I'm doing, and just try to stay in the little areas right here. Okay, so that's my kind of my lightest area here besides my white. And let's see, 2H, 2B. Okay, I'm taking my 2B, which it's quite easier to use and quicker to use than the 2H. So you got to be really careful because you may end up making this thing a little bit too dark just simply because of that it just comes out, you know, so it's a softer pencil. So if you have uneven things, one thing I would recommend you do is just make your pencil go circular and tight. If all else fails, you can fade it with an eraser if you need to do that. I haven't yet, but that would be one thing you could do to help with that issue. Okay, so the next thing, I'm gonna start, and I sort of outline this, like if you look at this to stay in the little sections I'm supposed to. I'm gonna start down here. This could be the perceived heaviest area. And obviously this transition, just like this, needs to be like, this needs to be obviously lighter than this, and this needs to be obviously lighter than that, but they need to have a very similar in nature transition to each other, so a very even look of value. So I'm kind of going back and forth. This is almost, if you know what cross hatching is, I'm going horizontally, I'm going vertically. That helps also if things are uneven, and if all else fails, just make tiny circles to make things look even. So I am going to go back and let's see, what is that? Okay, my 2B. I'm going to introduce my 2B again right here. I feel like we need another coat right there, just because I don't feel like the transition is even enough between this, and that. And now I think it's okay. Okay, so if you have something like this as your final product for the smooth value, you're going to be good to go. So I'm going to stop this video, and then we're going to get into the value of pointillism. Whoop, whoop.